Showing off our screens. We have our screens in the top left corner is mine. I am DTM Delta Tango Mike in the top left, and down below we have on to the right we have Robotic Pastries. What's up, Robotic Pastries? How you doing today?
Hello, hello. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Doing good and drawing. Look at that. Who are these characters that you're drawing right now? What's going on your screen? Tell us a little bit about it.
So this right here, I've shared some of the characters before, but these are like little jesters, and they're all part of a little story, one of many stories that I've got ideas for. And I like to draw the characters as I work on the story in the background, and share it and let people guess what it's all about until it's revealed.
Okay. Very cool. And I like that green, blue green. What is that color on that the line work you're using? It's feels like it's
Yeah, it's almost like a blue green color. I like using colorful sketches when I'm working stuff out.
So that's your go to one of your go to colors for sketching.
That and pink, always a pink.
That's cool. Oh, I never thought of pink. I go for the blue and the red, sometimes the purple, but never for the pink. That's a good idea. Yeah. And are you the kind of artist that sometimes draws in different layers as they're working on a character and they have different colors for different layers so you can see what's happening on your screen?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll use one color on layer, and if there's like another part of the character I want to draw, like say clothing, and I
Mm-hmm.
want to get a hang of it without messing up the bottom sketch, I'll make a new one, and I'll get a new color,
Mm-hmm.
a new bright color, and like draw over it so I can make changes and see what I want to do.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that artists like us that we use a lot of colors for the sketching. It allows for a little messiness, and the colors kind of help you organize that messiness in your brain.
Right.
Nice, very cool, very cool. And so tell us a little bit about yourself. You go by what name? What is your name that you go by in the art world?
So I go by robotic pastries, which doesn't really mean anything. It's just a combination of two things I like: robots and pastries. But I've gone by a bunch of different names before: Artist Block Alley, Dog 22322. But robotic pastries is my new stay. It's here to stay.
It's here to stay. Okay, robotic pastries. You like robots? You like pastries? And do you even draw robots and pastries?
Uh, robots, not a whole lot yet. I'm still getting the grasp on robots. But I
Okay.
want to draw them more.
Uh huh. Yeah. Cause that's a cool combination, Cause it's not like robots can eat the pastries unless that's how you make. 'Em. Yeah.
Yeah, I did make like a little mascot. I have to rework it, but it was like a little robot who shoots sprinkles. Like it shoots sprinkles.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And so, talking about robots and sprinkles and stuff, what kind of characters do you draw? What kind of original characters and fan art do you draw? Tell us a little bit about that.
So I love to draw creatures, cartoon characters, a lot of, I guess you say, cartoony, whimsical type things, and I guess even just normal. Really, when it comes to original characters, it can be a ton of different things: animals, people, a lot of creatures or human like characters, like
Mm-hmm.
this one right here. There's a whole lot of stuff, and there's simple looking characters, a bunch of ones that I probably haven't even shown off yet, or haven't drawn a lot recently, but are saving for different projects. And then for fan art, it's really whatever it is that catches my eye. Like I love Spider Man. I've drawn Spider Man. I've drawn Kirby. I've drawn Sonic. I've drawn a mixture of a whole lot of things, and anyone who's looked at my art recently knows I've drawn a lot of Pac-Man and Professor Layton. So it's whatever I draw changes a whole lot. So you can expect a variety.
And that's a good thing because then you don't get bored with your drawings, right? Like you're always finding something cool to draw and changing it up.
Right. And the thing I like the most about like making fan stuff is making my own stories of those things, which
Mm.
that's what I like the most. Like being able to think of, okay, what's the cool story that I could tell with this character that I really like, and then
Mm-hmm.
plan that out. Because I think that's my favorite type of fan art to make, like comics, because that's what I've been doing more of recently.
Mm-hmm. So that I noticed that in your posts because you've been on a Pac-Man kick, right? That's what's happening right now, the Pac-Man.
Right.
Uh huh. And so not only do you want to just draw Pac-Man, you have ideas on some stories.
Big time. Like I've got tons of Google documents with stuff just written down.
So how long have you been writing your own stories?
Um, Gosh, probably since I was like 10. Like I've been harboring stories in my head and just like playing it all out in my mind like one big movie. But then it was at some point, I think it may have around 10, that I started using notebooks that were around the house. Like the very first like story that I wrote was like one that was inspired by Mega Man, and I wrote down everything about the characters, like big plot points,
Mm-hmm.
the big scenes, character development moments. And
Mm-hmm.
since then, I like have an entire bag full of journals that I've written story ideas in. And now instead of using journals, I use Google Document because it doesn't take up a bunch of space in the house.
Right, right, right.
So, like, I've been writing stories down for a long time, like from my own stories to fan stories that I want to get to eventually.
Mm-hmm. And did you ever take art classes for how to write? Or did you just do it and say, yeah, this is how I'm going to figure it out myself?
For writing, no, I've read a whole lot of books. I've got like a ton of books.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I've got like an entire little container full of books. Like I liked reading, so I just kind of go went off what I knew about stories just from that.
Mm. So you do a little research so that you can write in a comic book like a comic book script and not just writing ideas but actually writing a script that others can follow.
Um, for stories that like I'm getting the ideas down for, I kind of write it in a story format, like you'd be reading a story,
Oh, okay,
and
like in a
I only
book.
put it
Uh-huh.
right. So everything that I write it like how it would play out as it's like in the story right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's when I get to like actually working on the thing, then I break it down into a script.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. I've seen many scripts. I understand it, but when it's time to write my own, it's like I don't know. Like my brain's like we don't want to do this.
I did have to like when I started on drawing comics, I did have to look up like what a comic script looked like to
Mm-hmm.
figure out okay how I actually need to format this and go about this. But
Mm-hmm.
after that, it was pretty easy to catch on to because how I like to do it is I like to write an entire summary of the story first,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, like just to know so I know everything that needs to happen, and then when I'm ready to write the script, I can break down each scene in that summary into pages,
Right.
so I know like how many pages this needs to be, or how many pages I need this one scene to be
Mm-hmm.
throughout this whole story.
Mm-hmm. Very, very, very cool. That's probably what I need to do is sit down and, it takes time to work through some of these things to get to a point where you kind of know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It's the learning process. And so these characters that you like and the characters that you draw and, you know, is, did they inspire you at an early age and that's why you draw them? Or Are you constantly looking for new stuff that you can draw?
I'd say I'm constantly being inspired by different things to create new stories. Some stories I have had since I was like much younger, and some like maybe it came up with just a few years ago or like just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But there's it's less me looking for new stories to make and being inspired to make new stories and
Mm-hmm.
holding on to those.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So do you watch a lot of anime and or read a lot of comics and follow your favorite writers, artists? What's how much time do you spend enjoying versus creating?
Oh man. So it's from video games, cartoons, anime, books. So I spend a lot of time enjoying a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been spending most of the time like drawing the stories that I have now. But I do spend a lot of time. I make sure to like take time out to like just take in things. Like I'll take time to watch cartoons or take a
Mm-hmm.
break and read through a book or play through a game for a little bit because
Mm-hmm.
these are the things that I get my inspiration from. So of course
Right.
I want to keep taking them in.
You gotta feed that
Uh,
creativity.
right, and following different artists too, like just looking at the things they're creating, like helps me like want to improve on my art even more as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one thing that I keep track of a lot of artists, and that's the one thing that gets me is like I'm looking at these artists like, man, that's amazing. And so anytime I'm looking at other artists, I feel like I gotta draw now. It's like time for draw.
Right.
It's time to draw. It's like, yeah, that was enough time looking at other people's stuff. Now I gotta draw my stuff, and because you feel like um, you feel the inspiration, you feel like the power of the art and within your own self, and you're like, yeah, it's time. I'm gonna go ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like
Nice.
something else that I do, like I like to look up different games because games they I feel like they hold a whole lot of inspiration, especially like older ones that have these really weird ideas.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that you see like people are getting really creative, and it also like helps to inspire like a new story. Like just watching it may get an idea for a character that may lead into a story, maybe it
Mhm.
won't, but it's something else to create.
And do you ever try to shut down your brain and say, "No, I'm not gonna think about this thing. I'm gonna."
Uh, I'm always thinking about something, so no.
Like, stop bothering me. I've already said I was gonna draw 10 things. I can't draw 11 things.
I've put a limit on myself now since like I know what projects I'm working on right now, but
Mhm.
every now and then, like one of the many other ones that I know I have to save for later, they become the focus, and it's like, okay, let me work on or write down some ideas for this so I can focus back on what it is that I'm supposed to be doing now.
Ah, yes, that's right. That's right, and that's why you keep everything in the Google Docs so that you like, okay, I'm not gonna spend time with this right now, but I know that this is an idea that I want to work on later, so I'll go ahead and just do some notes real quick, and then bam, I'll get to it when I have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, I do advise artists to do that because it's otherwise you're chasing yourself. You're
Right.
chasing this project, that project, and things don't get done. I know that because of my life. I can see that in my life. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I long since learned to like just write. If I get a sudden like really good idea or it seems like an idea that I keep thinking about and keeps building on in my head, then I'll take time, sit down, write down everything I've thought of, and if that's all for now, that's all. I'll save it
Mhm.
for later.
Mhm. Very cool. What's up, Mom? The artist joining us on Behance. Bree dropped a comment says, "Hey everybody," and Mom the artist says, "Hey guys, hope you're having a great Labor Day." Anytime I'm drawing is great. If I get to draw, it's great. Oh my gosh. I been working on my Skully characters, and so I put together a website for all the information. And man, it's a lot of stuff, a lot of writing. And I don't know, maybe you kind of, I guess, writing stories versus writing the content of your website, it might be like a different type of creative muscle. But still, it's like, oh man, I wish I was just drawing. Why do I have to sit here and write all this out? But yes,
Yeah.
drawing is better than writing for me. What about you? It's still creative.
I say I like both. I like both a lot. I see. Not everybody knows this, but I love reading. So I love writing as an art form. And honestly, like at some point, I would like to write a book, like because writing is a form of art that does something like comics can't. Like you get to imagine this world. Like each person gets to imagine the world that's being written differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a personal thing inside your own head how you imagine how the world looks, even like through what the writer described. Like so,
Mm-hmm.
to me, writing is very special, and I honestly find it more challenging than drawing,
Mm.
because uh, I don't know. For me, like I need to like learn more on like writing and describing things, but I really do love writing. So I'd say I love them both equally. They're
Mm-hmm.
both like really special.
Yeah, and I think that now that I think about it, if I were to write, then you can get a project done faster because you're not drawing, you're
Yeah,
writing, right? The second,
that too. That too.
because now I don't have to learn how to draw backgrounds or buildings. I can just talk about it.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, I can see that. It's I have a lot of ideas myself, and it's like, man, I gotta write this out, and it's I don't know, I picking up a pencil and drawing is it's always been the easier thing for me because I'm very familiar and comfortable, and I guess that's what it is that you gotta go outside, challenge yourself, and go
Yeah,
outside that comfort zone.
right.
Uh-huh.
Because writing is challenging now. Like writing well is challenging, I should say.
Writing
Like
well.
writing well. Like you can write, but writing well is something that people would
You can say
actually want to
anything.
read.
Dang, writing well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I feel the same because I would love to like just write down some of the stories that I have, like even if it's something else to go along with the comic that'll eventually be made or whatever else that I know is gonna take a whole lot longer, and
Mm-hmm.
by myself it'll take a lot longer until like I have my own team.
Right.
Like being able to just write out a story and go deeper into characters that you can't in like animated or written media. It's definitely something special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seeing other people work on pieces of things that you put together that you thought of. Yeah, that's got to be cool to see
Yeah,
other artists working on your characters and the parts of the story that you were the one to come up with it. That's cool. I like that. I haven't ever really thought of that.
yeah. Like I definitely want not just a comic team, but like game team, animation team. Like there's several different mediums of things that I want to create.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of ideas specifically for one medium or multiple.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Because as
is.
nice as it is, being like a solo artist, there's only so much that you can do on your own. So I'd much rather like have a full team to be able to create even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you can, and that's usually how it goes, right? You can get done more with a team than you can by yourself, and that's true on anything, not just the concepts of a project, but also in your art career. You're
Hmm.
able to get further when you have other people on your team. We're gonna talk about that in a second. Give a shout out to Tamika Grooms joining us on the Behance chat. Says, hey, 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 hey.
Ooh.
Nice, nice, nice. So tell us about some of the people who support you in your art, not just your fans, but what about family? Do you have people in your family who are encouraging you to follow through with this art career?
See, I just consider it a blessing that like all of my family does support me in art because I see a lot of times that's not it for a lot of people. But my mom, my dad, my sister, my brothers, like my cousins, aunts, uncles, they all support that.
That's
So it's like
everybody. That's a
I
whole lot of people. That's
appreciate.
cool.
So I appreciate that, and like we've got some other artists in our family too, so that helps as well.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. That's you gotta have people who are pushing you or are giving you some positive feedback about some of the things that you're doing. Because fans or other artists, they're gonna do that. They're gonna tell you, yes, you should, and try this out, try that out. But it's at home where sometimes um, given given the chance to explore goes a long way with having good relationship with your family.
Mm, yeah,
Nice.
they definitely encourage me, honestly.
Yeah. I remember telling people that I wanted to be a comic book artist, and they laughed at me. And that was a long time ago and they were not artists,
Mm,
and they just thought like and I'm sure some people still think of art that way, in a sense. I don't know who, because I've been immersed in art for a long time and a lot of artists, but I'm pretty sure there are people out there who think that somehow living the life of an artist it leads to poverty or
yeah,
or something, right? It's like there's nothing in that. You're just gonna be broke. It's like, nah, man, that's crazy. There are tons of artists out here making
right.
do with their life. So yeah, it's that is my mother. My mother at one time she told me to stop wasting paper,
Mm,
and but that's because it's not like I guess we didn't have the information that we have online as we do today, where you
right.
have a doubt, okay, let's look it up, and it's in the olden days you have a doubt and it's like, man, I don't see any way out of that. Like, I don't know how that's
Mm,
gonna happen, how you gonna be able to support one thing versus another, and because there aren't no clear guidelines a lot of times, and
mm,
so that's understandable to an extent, but it's helpful to know that there are people who care about you, and they're like, yeah, go ahead and do that, go ahead and do that. Yeah.
yeah, because art, I can imagine like then like you'd have to push really hard to like show the value that art really has, especially like if people just don't see it, especially and like for people who are in comics and stuff then as
Mm-hmm.
well. But now it plays such a huge part in everything, like our entertainment, like
Mm-hmm.
filmmaking. That's an art.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Animated shows all over,
Mm-hmm.
comics, which have been really booming now too.
Yeah.
Like everything, art like holds an important place in really everything.
Right. That's why I call it Artist King. That's what we call it, our organization, Artist King, because everything around you is art, and is in this time period in our lives in the past 2 years have really shown that every, you can't just exist without art, appreciating art, because like you said, uh, the entertainment industry, we've all got a subscription to something somewhere to watch comics, animation, movies, and so on, and all of that is art. All of that is art, and so with the social media that we have access to today, anyone can jump out there and start sharing their work and say, yes, this is what I draw, this is what I do, and
Right,
find someone who's gonna say, I like that.
right.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a very cool time period to be involved in your art right now. You gotta do it. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, it's cool to see like now with Twitter and everything that reaching out to people and people looking for artists for things is really pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many emails a day do you get or texts a week do you get from Instagram people or other social media saying, "Hey, I want you to draw something for me"?
Honestly, I could be getting a lot more. We're getting there, but I have gotten a decent amount recently, I will
Mm-hmm.
say, and I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. I got people asking me to draw their NFTs a lot right now.
Mm,
That's what's hot. That's what's hot on the streets right now. Is want you to draw character or NFTs because there's a lot of character driven art in the NFT space right now.
mm,
Yeah, so I'm like, that's not a bad idea. So that's why I'm doing my own. I'm gonna do something on my own first and see what it's like. Get an idea of what I'm doing, and see for myself,
right,
because we're in a world right now where if you try something on your own, it's your project and you own it,
right.
versus doing something for someone else for little to no money because you believe in the project, but you're still not the owner of that artwork or that
Right.
project. So yeah, that's what's happening.
That is why it is a good idea to like start on your own things like before you even, I guess, start on your own while you're looking to like work for others as well. Like if there's something you want to get into, the best thing to do as well is like start on your own project.
Mhm.
One, to have something to also call your own, but also to show like you're capable of doing that.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, and then that's the passion, invest in your passion projects. You should have your passion projects. There should be something that you're passionate about, and say, you know what, let me go ahead and invest some of this time into seeing this thing through. Yes, yes, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm creating comics all the time, like be it fan comics or my own. I just love making stories and making my own, and if I'm able to make some for like the things that I'm into as well, like that would be amazing.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the biggest things, like I want to make stories and keep making them for people to read and to do my own. There's something about it, like it's just really satisfying.
Yeah.
Even if like I'm the only one reading it, I'll
Yeah.
read my own stories.
Right. 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 At least there's something that you worked on and you did, and you feel good about it. Of course. Of course. But at the end of the day, because you're passionate and you enjoy it and you have a good time creating it, there will be others who will also like it,
Right.
enjoy it. Yes, yes. So to me, that's why I tell artists, like, if you want attention, create something, create it now, and the attention will come. But that's because people will be able to see how much you enjoy creating this thing, and they will feel the love for it. So yes,
Right.
that's right. That's
And
right.
also when creating, like create because you want to do it and it's something you love. Like don't create just because like, oh, I think this will make me popular, but do it because it's something you genuinely have a passion for. When it's
Mm-hmm.
something you have a passion for, it's something you'll do whether you're making money or not, just because it's making you
Yep. There you go. Robotic Paste just said it.
happy.
All right. So far, part of your creative process is to use the that color brush to create the character. And right now, what is it that you're doing with this character? You're making like one of those what do you call those character sheets, or what's happening here?
um, I'm going over his design right now. Like, I actually sketched some things out on paper a little while ago, like a couple months back, and I tried to like start bringing his design over like on the computer to finalize it and tighten it up.
Mm-hmm.
So what we have on the left is like what he looks like normally, and then I'm trying to get down like his evil evil look because he's the villain of the little project, one of many. Whoever knows when it's going to be made that
Okay.
I got in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, just like doing a bit of character design, as you call a little bit of a character sheet.
Right. And this is so is this one of your characters or you found him
Th-
somewhere?
this is one of my
One of
characters.
your characters. Okay, okay, okay. And what's his name and what does he do? What's going what kind of character is this? You said it's a villain?
Yes, so his name is Poe, like Edgar Allan Poe, and the reason for that is because he's a jester that tells scary stories, and eventually, he turns bad, and he uses his, I guess you say he uses his ability to weave tales to trick other people and becoming evil as well.
Mm.
And I can't tell how exactly yet, but there are a little bit of tidbit of information. So yeah,
There you go. That's enough. You gotta wait till the story for the story.
yeah,
Oh man. Oh man. That's cool. That's cool. And so when you stream, I know you stream a lot, and so you stream like a couple times a week, right?
right. From Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, whenever I can make all those days.
And do you stream on YouTube or on Twitch?
I stream on YouTube. Sometimes I'll stream on Picarto, but I've been prioritizing YouTube lately. Right
Hmm.
now,
And what do you draw on your streams? Do you draw your characters or you draw the stories that you're
for the
working on?
stream, I've worked on right now. I've been working on the Pac-Man comic, and another one that I'm doing alongside that.
Mm-hmm.
I use the stream to like sketch out the pages and try to get as much sketching as I can done before I finish it up off stream. Like this was the most recent one that I finished. I did the sketch on stream.
Ooh, look at that! Oh my gosh! Hold on. You showing off? Let me spread that around so we can see this. Uh huh. Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing the Pac-Man comic on stream. I'll show the sketches.
Let's see.
Like, oh, let me find everything. But
That's a
yeah,
lot of
I've been,
layers.
yeah, I don't. But I've been doing the sketching on stream
Mm-hmm.
and trying to get as much as I can done of the sketches so I can go into inking
Mm-hmm.
afterwards. And at first, there it is. At first, I had thumbnails prepared of a lot of pages, and so the streams would be me cleaning up the sketches of those thumbnails so I can go into inking and coloring later. But I've caught up with my little buffer, so now I'll be sketching the pages from scratch on stream, cleaning it up, and then afterwards finalizing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And something I have been doing is recording each page from sketch to the last bit of detail.
Nice.
So after I'm done, what I've been doing on my blog on my website is like writing the details and thought process of the comics that I've made. So when I get to this one, I'll be able to have not only just the page sketches, but the process drawings of each one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cause
Because
you're in Clip Studio Paint, so you can record. It records the strokes,
right,
right? Yes.
yeah, a new feature I'm grateful that they added.
Yeah, I like that. That's super cool. Wow.
The only thing is that when you have it on, and with how big this page is, my computer does some things like making the screen go black when I save. So it's it's a lot of it's a big toll on my computer,
Mm-hmm.
but it holds up. It holds
Mm-hmm.
up somehow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's intense. It's intense to keep track of all of that. That's super cool. Well, that's a beautiful work right there, and that's what I was gonna ask you is that your process is a lot of sketching. You do work on thumbnails first, and then you separate your panels. And once
Right.
you have your panels, that's it. You start building on the artwork. And I'm looking at your like at the there you go. That's nice too. At your angles is like something is close up, something's further away. You can see depth. Did you go to art school?
I did not.
What?
Yeah, everything I've learned from either internet, all from the internet really,
Mm-hmm.
and some classes that my brother got. That's like people made on various things like Class 101 or Cube Brush.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so like there's a ton of resources out there to learn everything you need to. It's just
Oh.
you just have to kind of focus on it. And there's still stuff that I'm learning as well. Like perspective is still very challenging, and I'm still
Mm-hmm.
trying to grasp everything. But
Yeah, your
I
perspective is awesome. That's what I was trying to say. Your
thank
perspective is awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I think this comic honestly has been my best one yet so far as like the look and detail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and an example of the early sketches. This was the thumbnail sketch, and then this was the refined sketch.
Nice. Look at that.
Cleaned up everything.
Uh huh.
There's her hat.
Nice.
And then I went into inking, coloring, all that.
All that is in one layer. All that coloring. Oh no, it's a stack right there. That's a
Yeah,
stack. Yeah. This.
this is
Ooh.
a huge stack layer. And this is not even the coloring. This is the text.
Uh huh.
These
The bubbles. Uh huh.
the color
Oh
is
my
down
God!
here.
Look at that. What? Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, oh gosh, that's right. I had another layer for the background colors,
Uh huh.
or
The
another folder of
textures.
layers.
Yes. Wow. Tamika Groom says, nice. This
Thank
is
you,
a
thank
masterclass
you.
right here on comic book creation and with Clip Studio Paint because I know Clip Studio Paint has all of those tools. How long have you been using Clip Studio Paint?
I've been using it for a good many years now, since maybe 2017, 2016. Probably, no, about 2017. I think that's when I first got Clip Studio Paint.
Okay.
Just for a while, I did use. Well, I jumped between a couple programs because I guess I just didn't find anything that had worked with me for real.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had Photoshop. I don't know what happened to my copy. I got a new computer and I tried some free programs, and but Clip Studio, I found out about that. I got the basic version. I really enjoyed it, and I eventually got the EX,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been my go-to program ever since then.
Wow. You are amazing. I am a big fan for real, for real. I was kind of jealous when you won that Xbox that
Oh,
time.
oh man, that was way back.
Yeah, at the Microsoft Store. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, that was awesome. I was like, I know I can draw too, but but they picked you, because you kind of like really went all out, and uh, and so but it's like if you're looking at if somebody was to sit there and look at your work, it's like that's a lot. What's up, Mike Mays on Facebook says Lauren Mays.
I appreciate it.
Yes, it's really, really, really good. So you stream a few times a week. Check out Robotic Pastries and on the different social. There's some links on the description of the video. I did not bring in your YouTube video. What is the YouTube video?
Oh, the YouTube it's
Channel.
also the YouTube channel is also Robotic Pastries.
Okay,
Um, I can.
I'll grab it. I'm gonna
Ooh,
grab it. Let's see.
yeah,
There it is. Boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. Go support the channel. Is it Robotic Pastries? Yeah, there it is. That's it. The homepage doesn't have any content. We're gonna talk about how to organize your homepage
Yeah,
and setting up playlists.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I haven't uploaded YouTube like in years, so
Mm-hmm.
I've lost with the times. I've just been watching videos, so I don't
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
I don't know everything creating on it yet.
Mm-hmm. And so this is yeah, I saw this. So this is what you're working on now. This is current
Right.
on your stream
Yeah.
now.
This is one that I'm in the process of, so everything is sketches. But even here you can see like I've been cleaning up. I've been going over like all the characters first, then I'll go over in the backgrounds. But I did all the thumbnails for all 8 pages of this. Let me
Eight
see,
pages.
eight
That's
pages.
that's that EX. That's why that EX is important, huh? Because then you can have all of that together in one project.
Right.
Uh huh.
So like I've laid out the thumbnails. Like that's the thumbnail. That's the character sketches. But for each page, it's page 4. I haven't finished that one yet. Page 3. No, that's page 5. Page 6. Everything's super light since I was like just trying to throw everything down as fast as possible just to get an idea of how I want the panel and page to look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You gotta do it while you're
Uh,
thinking about it. It's gotta.
right.
Yeah. 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 I gotcha. Wow.
Yeah, this is in progress.
That's the
Very much in
perspective.
progress.
That's a perspective spot right there. Like you gotta sit there and think about it. And Tamika
Oh
says the
yeah.
perspective is on point, right as you're
I
showing
really
us some
appreciate it.
perspective. That's amazing.
I really appreciate it, Tamika. Thank you. Yeah, everything is in progress, and this is gonna be another one where it's probably gonna take a minute because it's gonna be a lot of detail, especially in the background. Goodness.
Mm.
But I've been enjoying this one because it's been a new challenge because it's all people, and I haven't done anything with all people yet until now. So, like a comic project anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely gonna be fun for me.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to finishing this one.
Is this your own project idea for yourself, or is this a paid commission? Because I know you do commissions.
This is all for myself. Let
Okay.
me tell you,
Uh huh.
I am crazy enough to like want to make several comics all for my own pleasure.
You're crazy enough. Yeah, do it for your own pleasure. That's right. You want to see what that
Right.
looks like. Yes.
Yeah. Like, look, I need some stories of this character, and I'm going to put it into this world.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Like if the company can't hurry up and make more stories, then I'm gonna go ahead and throw my own together so I can entertain myself. That is crazy.
And it's like they've got some Japanese comics, but I can't exactly read Japanese yet. So while I've got those and figuring that out, I'm also going to make some of my own.
Wow. Nice. Yes, that's right. That's good. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. If you don't see enough fan art out there, then make it yourself.
Exactly. Like that's really why I love making stories as well. And well, I've got several just for fan comics alone that I want to make because I like the characters and
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a whole lot more stories or whatever from 'em just because it's something that I like.
Yeah, that's really good. And I think that's what drives a lot of artists to create is that we want to see that character more. We want to see a particular story more. We want to see something a little bit more.
Right.
And like with me, I want to see what it looks like if I was to draw it. If I were to do a drawing, how's that gonna come out looking? Like what's it gonna look
Mm,
like? What are the details gonna be like? And I don't know if you get this feeling, but when you watch a movie and like some things in the movie are a little off, and like if they had written the character a little this way, or if they had
mm,
if the story had gone a little bit that way, it's and so now you start imagining what it would be like if you were to be in charge of that story.
let me tell you, if that's not what motivates the majority of artists to make these type of things, that's the main motivation with these type of things, be it
Uh huh.
movies or a game character.
Uh
It's
huh.
like that was cool, but like, what if the character was like this, or what if they're in this scenario? And
Uh.
that's how all that stuff gets started.
Right. Yep. Yeah, like let's try it. Let's try it this way, and that's really cool because that we have the talent to go after it. You know,
Right.
we have the talent and to sit down and say, okay, what let me try it and see how far I can take this. I
Right.
like that. That's really really great. So let's we're gonna we got 10 minutes left on tonight's live stream. So you said you did not go to art school.
I did not.
Was that a personal choice?
That was like clear, totally a personal choice because all of my all of my siblings, went to school, whether it was for art or something around that area,
Uh-huh.
and I was like thinking of whether I was going to go to art college or something, but I was told like I really don't even have to. So I guess that just stuck with me inside. Well, if I don't have to, then I guess I just won't.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
really, because
Mm-hmm.
like everything that I need to learn is on the internet. Like you can buy like courses that are honestly like full school courses
Mm-hmm.
and just go over those and practice and study, and you can get where you need to be.
So basically, like a lot of the things that we learn in class, in your instance, is readily available, and I think that's a big advantage to anyone right now is that we
Yeah.
can find live streams like this one, in live streams on YouTube, Behance, Twitch, everywhere. Is like there are artists sharing what they know constantly,
Right.
constantly. Yeah, and so that's a big advantage of today's world that you can go to school if you want to, but a lot of it, if you are really looking for it, you're gonna find. It's
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so, how long do you say you were studying? How long have you been studying this art form? How long would you say that's been?
Um, I was like, I want to say I got really serious about art probably around 2016, like sometime around that time when I figured out 2016, 2017, when I figured out what it is that I really want to do with my art. When I'm telling stories, I realized I want to tell stories
Mm-hmm.
and create these type of things. That's when I started getting serious about it, and really my art started improving more and started trying to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like I've been into art for a long time, but slowly I started to realize, I really like telling stories. I love comics, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that I need to start improving to be able to tell it all better.
And so before that, you kind of just doodled and played around.
Right, and just drawing fan art and silly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I could say like I've always like thought in stories too, though.
Oh yeah.
Like, because honestly, like I had a little DS game called Nintendogs, and I had like my four dogs on the game, virtual dogs.
mm-hmm.
And then sometimes I would just sit and think of little adventures that the dogs would go on,
Mm-hmm.
entire adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's something that's really always stuck with me, just creating stories, being into stories and characters. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually I realized, no, I can create my own, or I can draw of these things that I like. And I started to get a whole lot more serious with it and wanted to improve in my artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like looking at other people's art too as well inspired me a lot. That's why I guess that's also why I like fan comics a lot, because I would read a lot of other people's fan comics, and just seeing these people create stuff with the characters that I love was
Mm-hmm.
really cool. Like
Mm.
they're just telling their own stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Seeing what other artists can do and draw is a big part of how why I do what I do. If you're looking at if you find that normal regular people can be creative, then that means I can be creative too.
Right.
Uh-huh. I like that. I like that. Very nice. So if you can go back in time to, let's say that was 2016. So let's say 5 years before that, as you were getting, following your, as you were, mind was brainstorming, as your life was taking you to that point where you decided to jump in. What kind of advice would you give yourself?
Really, it would be start studying, get disciplined in studying, and then practicing on different things in art. So you'll be ready to draw all the ideas that you have. Because the biggest limiter is like the skill set you have now. Like you can start at wherever you are now. You can work around whatever you're having problems with or learn as you're going. But it does help to go ahead and try grasping those fundamentals so like you won't be struggling as much, trying to build your world or drawing
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds for scenes and character anatomy and all that. So like getting my fundamentals in early, like sooner rather than later, would
Mm-hmm.
really help. But I wouldn't say let that limit you. Like even if you're not great at these things now, do study. But if you're at like a certain point, just go ahead and plan out a thing. Try start it. Like if you're not great at perspective right now, learn as you go. Like work with what you can do, and just keep going. Like the more you do it, and the more you like look up and study things, you'll improve, and you'll start to see it.
Nice. Very good. I like it. I like it. Thank you very much, Robotic Pastries, aka Artist Block Alley, aka.
Dog 22, 322.
That is crazy. That's crazy. I appreciate your time and hanging out with us. We are hanging out in the Discord after the stream for a little bit. So if anybody has any questions for Robotic Pastries, please drop it in the comments in the chat or join us in the Discord for a little bit. And then check out their work. Robotic Pastries has artwork everywhere. Just go ahead and check it out. And I think you even have a not a webtoons. Is it a webtoons? What is the
I have
a
a
tapas?
tapas, which you can like read. One of my previous comics that's it's on a hiatus right now, but it has like two issues on there. Boxing Bugs. That was my first original comic that I got far on and what kicked off me drawing comics a whole lot now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on there, and then on my website you can actually find all the comics that I've made right now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it'll lead you to that one plus a whole lot more.
Very, very, very cool. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you sharing a little bit of your process and hanging out with us tonight. Big ups to people hanging out in the Discord right now. RB and Eddie Platt. I saw you coming in and um, uh, hanging out with us. Tamika, Mom the Artist, and Bree joining us on Behance. Make sure I did add that link to the YouTube channel here on the Behance. Let me see if I can drop it in again just in case anybody else is looking for it. And I try to catch up when I can because I see I get the notification. It's like, oh, I need to go look. And so it's really chill, very calm. I like it. I like it. Yeah, yeah, and then I don't know if you're gonna start up your drawing sessions. You had some drawing sessions that were monthly drawing sessions, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did. Like I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with that as well, because just starting the comics and everything up in the weekend, like it's taking out a whole lot of time. So I have to see like, okay, if I'm gonna keep doing that, like, have to
Mhm.
figure out how I'm gonna set aside time. It's
Mhm.
almost like after everything during the week, it's want the weekend to yourself. So it's, I just have to figure out how that's
The
gonna go.
schedule. Yeah, yeah.
All
You got to
right.
put everything on the schedule. Correct. That's right. That's right. Mom, the artist is nice, nice drawings, guys. Love listening. Tamika says, thanks for sharing. Just followed. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. I am DTM. And let me. I like him. If I could have been born into a family and chosen it, I would have been like, let me be born into that Maze family. Yes. Oh man, I'm not messing around. I'm serious.